If you'd like to support my channel, consider becoming a patron. $2 gets you access to my videos earlier than YouTube, $5 will get you access to polls that determine my next review or let's play, and $10 gets you direct input into what content I cover. It also gets you extra entries into giveaways, and you'll get to see your name mentioned at the end of every video. If that doesn't do it for you, I have shirts and merchandise on Spreadshirt.com that you can also buy. As always, links will be in the description and the end slate. Hello lords and ladies, welcome back to Cartoon Hangout, your place for all things cartoon. After months of being absent from my review lineup, Scooby-Doo is back. You can hopefully look forward to a brand new review every single week until I finish the series. Starting with episode 9, which I skipped in order to review the related Christmas episode in time for Christmas last year, and moving on to episode 11. First, let's begin with episode 9, Vote Velma. As interesting a concept as Velma running for mayor is, I wasn't really into this episode. Normally, I'm a huge fan of most episodes of Scooby-Doo, though there have been small instances where I wasn't jazzed about certain jokes or elements. This is probably the first episode in an otherwise terrific show that I was just not a huge fan of. Now, despite that, I wouldn't say there's anything horribly bad about Vote Velma. As I said, one of the Scooby Gang running for a political position is a funny idea, but I don't feel the episode really made great use of that concept, or maybe politics in general bore me. The episode also didn't have any great jokes or gags going on, the closest thing being Scooby and Shaggy critiquing food as if it were high art. The monster, the ghost of Amos Littlefield's founder, just also didn't stick out very much either. And honestly, while the chase music was rockin', the chase scene itself was kinda boring. In fact, the only good thing that came from this episode was that chase music. It's just a rather bland, boring episode. Next up is episode 11, In Space. More like Dead Space, am I right? Because from the spooky abandoned space station to an alien infection running amok, this feels like a family-friendly version of the popular horror video game, Dead Space. Maybe I'm just seeing what I want to see though. There's tons of other space station horror stories besides Dead Space. I actually reviewed the Dead Space movie last Halloween. Either way, I love the episode. I just have this thing for the more spooky settings in the Scooby-Doo franchise, and the whole creepy space station setting is just aces in my mind. The Scooby Gang inexplicably end up going into space, that's actually part of 2 separate jokes made throughout the episode, and encounter what appear to be a dangerous alien life form that infects its victims, turning them into scary red skull monsters. The setup is great because suddenly the characters can't trust each other, and it leads to some hilarious situations and lines. My favorite bit being Scoob and Shag's distrust of Feigenbaum.
Where are they? What's up, Feigenbaum?
And there's also a very real moment when Fred and friends believe that Daphne has been infected. It doesn't get too heavy, but this is certainly one of a few instances in which the danger is very real. Heck, the characters are freaking launched out into space. If it weren't for Fred's decked out van, they'd actually be dead. It's incredibly intense, and I loved it. The villain this time around seems to be a reimagining of the Space Kook from Scooby-Doo Where Are You? What else could it possibly be? Sure, the cackle is gone. That would have been a great touch and would have increased the spook factor, writers. And his skull is red instead of, what, blue? But come on, it's Space Kook. Sadly, he doesn't even get a name in this episode. Might I suggest Red Space Kook? Or Red Kook? If Red Hulk can be a thing, then so can this. Another favorite part is when Scooby and Shaggy go into a wormhole and end up back in previous episodes. That was a really cool touch. I wonder if they retroactively changed the past. They certainly were the ones behind the red scroll at the beginning of the episode. Much like the characters say towards the end, maybe I'm thinking about this way too hard. And that about does it for my review of episodes 9 and 11. Which of these 2 did you like the most, and why? Share down below in the comments. And now I'd like to take the time to thank my patrons over on Patreon for supporting me. So, thank you to Yasmin, I really appreciate it. If you'd like to see how you can become a patron, get early access to videos, and get more of a say in what I cover on this channel, links to my Patreon will be down below. Thanks for watching, and take care.